When talking about a cinematic masterpiece like Lady Sings the Blues, it's impossible not to marvel at the iconic portrayal of Billie Holiday, played by none other than the legendary Diana Ross. The movie, released in 1972, chronicled the trials, tribulations, and triumphs of Billie Holiday's life, a raw and emotional roller coaster. Diana Ross's acting debut was so powerful that it earned her an Academy Award nomination. But what if I told you that the real intrigue didn't just happen on screen? Behind the scenes, tensions were running high, thanks to a complex web of relationships involving Diana Ross, Billy Dee Williams, and Berry Gordy. And this story is almost as captivating as the one they were trying to tell on screen. As the film follows Billie Holiday's life, it explores the deep love between her character and Louis McKay, played by Billy Dee Williams. Their on-screen chemistry was undeniable, so much so that it still resonates with fans of the film decades later. However, the intimate moments they shared in front of the camera weren't as smooth behind it. Billy Dee Williams revealed in the biography, Diana Ross, a biography that there were some awkward and tense moments during filming, and the tension was largely driven by one person, Berry Gordy, founder of Motown Records and Diana Ross's former lover. If you know a bit about Berry Gordy and Diana Ross's history, you can probably already see where this is going. Gordy, at the time of filming Lady Sings the Blues, wasn't in an official relationship with Ross. However, their connection went much deeper than just business. Just 6 months before filming, Diana had given birth to Rhonda Ross, the daughter she shared with Gordy. So, while their romantic relationship may have been over, Gordy's emotional attachment to Ross had not faded. This attachment became glaringly obvious when it came time to film the love scenes between Diana and Billy Dee. Billy Dee, ever the smooth, laid-back actor, played his role to perfection. But he admitted that these romantic scenes were met with constant interruptions, all thanks to Berry Gordy's jealousy. According to Williams, Gordy went to great lengths to shorten or even prevent the intimate scenes between him and Ross from going as planned. He funded the entire film, which gave him the power to do so. As a result, the mood on set started to shift, with both Billy Dee and Diana becoming increasingly frustrated by the disruptions. Imagine trying to build a romantic vibe on camera while being stopped every few minutes because someone's ex is feeling territorial. That's the kind of tension they were dealing with. Billy Dee shared more details about the behind-the-scenes dynamics, revealing that from the very beginning, it was clear that Berry and Diana had a psychodramatic, complex love affair still lingering between them. While Gordy may not have been physically involved with Ross at the time, his emotional attachment was hard to ignore. Even though Diana was married to someone else during the filming, Berry's sense of possessiveness over her was palpable. In one of the most revealing moments, Billy Dee said, "I think there was only one scene in the whole film where Diana and I really kissed, and Berry made it very tough on us. It sounds silly in retrospect, but he really did not want the kiss to take place." According to Billy Dee, they would get to that moment in rehearsal when the kiss was supposed to happen, and Gordy would stop it every time. Gordy claimed that he wanted the real kiss to take place on camera, but Williams and Ross both knew that it was because Berry couldn't stand to see Diana kiss another man, even in a professional on-screen setting. Diana Ross, understandably frustrated, reportedly said to Berry at one point, "Jesus Christ, Berry, it's only a kiss." For her, it was just part of the job. She was an actress playing a role. But for Gordy, it was much more personal. According to Billy Dee, Gordy's jealousy stemmed from the fact that he had likely never seen Ross kiss another man before, and that was something he simply couldn't handle. It was almost sweet in a strange, possessive way, but it made filming those intimate scenes challenging for both actors. Despite the interruptions, the kiss did eventually happen, and Billy Dee described the moment as magical. He even went on to say that after filming the scene, he could understand why Gordy was so protective of Ross. "Diana has the best mouth in show business," Billy Dee joked. "If this was my woman, no way would I want her kissing another man." While his comment was lighthearted, it highlighted just how real the emotions were behind the scenes, even if they weren't expressed in the most conventional ways. Now, imagine Berry Gordy, one of the most powerful men in the music industry, standing behind the camera, feeling every bit of the tension as Billy Dee Williams leans in to kiss Diana Ross. The scene plays out on screen as a beautifully romantic moment, but behind the scenes, Gordy's jealousy was almost palpable. It added an interesting layer to an already intense situation. The chemistry between Billy Dee Williams and Diana Ross was undeniable, and it's a good thing Gordy's jealousy didn't end up sabotaging the film. The love between their characters was a crucial part of the movie's success, and their ability to deliver a believable romance on screen helped catapult Lady Sings the Blues into an old-school cult classic. The film's success didn't just boost the careers of both Ross and Williams, it also cemented their place in cinematic history. Of course, it's hard to blame Gordy for feeling protective over Diana. After all, Billy Dee Williams was a heartthrob, and his iconic line in the movie, "Do you want my hand to fall off?" had women across the country swooning. Berry Gordy likely saw the same charm that made Billy Dee a star, and couldn't help but feel uneasy about it. Still, his constant interruptions on set didn't prevent Billy Dee and Diana from delivering on-screen magic. To Berry's credit, his worry was somewhat understandable. After all, Billy Dee Williams became one of the most sought-after actors in Hollywood after Lady Sings the Blues. Women across America were captivated by his smooth voice, good looks, and undeniable charm. But while Gordy may have felt threatened by the chemistry between Billy Dee and Diana, he ultimately didn't stand in the way of the film's success. What's most remarkable about this behind-the-scenes drama is how it adds to the film's legacy. Lady Sings the Blues isn't just a movie about Billie Holiday's life, it's a testament to the power of great storytelling, incredible acting, and undeniable chemistry. And while the movie is beloved by fans for what happens on screen, the real-life tensions and emotions that played out behind the camera make the story even more fascinating. In the years since its release, Lady Sings the Blues has become a cult classic, thanks in no small part to the performances of Diana Ross and Billy Dee Williams. Their portrayal of Billie Holiday and Louis McKay remains one of the most iconic on-screen romances in cinematic history, and it's clear that their chemistry wasn't just the result of great acting, it was also fueled by the real emotions that were playing out behind the scenes. So, while the film itself remains a masterpiece, it's the behind-the-scenes stories that add an extra layer of intrigue. The tension, jealousy, and complex emotions between Berry Gordy, Diana Ross, and Billy Dee Williams helped create an atmosphere that made the love scenes in Lady Sings the Blues all the more powerful. Without those real-life emotions simmering beneath the surface, the film may not have had the same impact. In the end, Lady Sings the Blues remains a shining example of how personal dynamics can influence the art of filmmaking. While the audience saw a beautiful love story unfold on screen, the reality behind the scenes was far more complicated. And that's what makes this story so fascinating. There was real emotion fueling those performances, and it shows. We're just glad that Berry Gordy didn't let his jealousy get in the way of creating cinematic magic. And as for Billy Dee Williams, well, he's still one of the coolest, smoothest actors to ever grace the silver screen, and his role in Lady Sings the Blues will forever be remembered as one of his finest. As for Diana Ross, she's an icon in every sense of the word, both in music and film, and her portrayal of Billie Holiday remains one of the most iconic performances in film history. So, there you have it, the real story behind the love scenes in Lady Sings the Blues. It's a tale of jealousy, passion, and undeniable chemistry, both on and off the screen. And while the movie will always be remembered as a cinematic masterpiece, it's the behind-the-scenes drama that makes it even more intriguing. If you haven't seen Lady Sings the Blues in a while, it might be time to revisit this classic. And as you watch Diana Ross and Billy Dee Williams light up the screen with their chemistry, just remember, there was a lot more going on behind the camera than anyone knew at the time. With that, we'll let Club Nouveau's 80s hit Jealousy take us out on this one. Because sometimes even the greatest films have a little real-life drama behind them. While the magic of Lady Sings the Blues played out flawlessly on screen, the simmering behind-the-scenes drama between Billy Dee Williams, Diana Ross, and Berry Gordy gives fans a deeper insight into just how real those emotions were. What the public didn't know at the time was that beneath the surface there was a mix of jealousy, passion, and frustration that nearly derailed the film's most intimate moments. Berry Gordy, being the mastermind behind Motown and one of the most influential figures in the music industry, wasn't just another producer on set. His influence and power extended far beyond the film's production, and his personal involvement with Diana Ross made things more complicated. Gordy and Ross had shared a romantic relationship for years, and even though they had broken things off by the time filming began, that emotional connection was still very much alive. The fact that Diana had recently given birth to their daughter, Rhonda, only made things more intense for Gordy. While he was no longer romantically involved with Ross, the idea of her being intimate with another man, even if it was just for the sake of acting, seemed to stir up feelings he couldn't quite contain. Billy Dee Williams, on the other hand, was just doing his job. He was hired to play Louis McKay, Billie Holiday's lover, and the chemistry between him and Diana Ross was essential to making the movie work. Audiences needed to believe that Louis McKay was deeply in love with Billie Holiday, and the only way to achieve that was to capture the raw emotion, tenderness, and passion that defined their relationship. However, every time Billy Dee and Diana got close to filming a kiss or any romantic scene, Berry Gordy would step in, his jealousy rearing its head. The constant interruptions started to wear on both Billy Dee and Diana. As professionals, they knew their job was to deliver a convincing performance, but it was becoming harder and harder to stay in character when Gordy kept calling for breaks or stopping the scene before it could unfold. Billy Dee later reflected on this in his candid recollections, revealing that Gordy would claim he wanted the real kiss to happen only on camera, but both Billy Dee and Diana knew better. The real issue was that Gordy simply didn't want to witness the woman he once loved kissing another man, even if it was just acting. Diana Ross's frustration with Gordy was evident. For her, this was a role she was deeply committed to, and she took her craft seriously. She wasn't just a singer stepping into an acting role, she was an actress fully embodying the complex character of Billie Holiday. She understood the weight of the scenes she had to deliver with Billy Dee, and she didn't appreciate Gordy's constant interference. "Jesus Christ, Barry, it's only a kiss," she reportedly exclaimed at one point, highlighting just how exasperated she had become with his jealousy. Despite the interruptions, both Ross and Billy Dee managed to keep things professional, pushing through the awkwardness and delivering the romantic chemistry that Lady Sings the Blues needed. When the cameras finally rolled for the real kiss, the result was nothing short of electric. Billy Dee described it as magical, and that moment on screen became one of the defining scenes of the movie. It's a testament to their professionalism and dedication that they were able to overcome the off-camera tension and create something truly special. But what made the kiss even more impactful was that it wasn't just a physical act, it was filled with real emotion. Diana Ross, who was giving her all to bring Billie Holiday's story to life, poured her heart and soul into that scene. And Billy Dee, who had immense respect for Ross and her talent, matched her intensity. Their connection in that moment felt authentic because in many ways it was. Billy Dee even admitted later that he understood why Gordy felt so protective over Ross. "If this was my woman, no way would I want her kissing another man," he said. There was a sense of understanding between the actors, and perhaps that's what made the scene work so well. It was a moment where both characters and actors were deeply connected, even if just for a fleeting moment on screen. It's worth noting that while Gordy's jealousy may have caused frustration on set, it didn't sabotage the film. In fact, the tension added an extra layer to the movie, giving the love scenes between Billie Holiday and Louis McKay a sense of real-life passion and stakes. The off-screen dynamics between Ross, Billy Dee, and Gordy seeped into the characters' relationships, enhancing the chemistry and making their interactions all the more believable. Audiences could feel the intensity, and that's part of what made Lady Sings the Blues so successful. The chemistry between Diana Ross and Billy Dee Williams didn't just make the movie a hit, it turned them into cultural icons. Ross, who had already achieved legendary status in the music industry, proved that she was a force to be reckoned with in Hollywood as well. Her portrayal of Billie Holiday was raw, emotional, and haunting, earning her an Academy Award nomination and cementing her place in cinematic history. Billy Dee, with his suave charm and effortless charisma, became a heartthrob overnight. His smooth delivery of the now-famous line, "Do you want my hand to fall off?" had women across America swooning, and his career skyrocketed as a result. But while the film's success boosted both Ross and Billy Dee's careers, it also left a lasting impression on audiences who were captivated by the love story unfolding on screen. The chemistry between Billie Holiday and Louis McKay was palpable, and for many viewers, it felt like more than just acting. There was something about the way they looked at each other, the way they held each other, that felt real. And that's because, in many ways, it was. Even though Berry Gordy's jealousy created obstacles during filming, it didn't stop the movie from becoming a classic. In fact, it added to the mystique of Lady Sings the Blues. The real-life drama behind the scenes gave the movie an added layer of intrigue, making it even more compelling to fans who later learned about the dynamics between the cast. And while Gordy may have struggled with seeing Ross in romantic scenes with another man, he ultimately allowed the film to flourish. His possessiveness didn't prevent Lady Sings the Blues from becoming a cultural phenomenon, and for that, we can all be grateful. As the years have passed, Lady Sings the Blues has remained a beloved film, particularly among fans of classic cinema and old-school Hollywood. It's a movie that continues to resonate because of the performances, the story, and the emotions it evokes. But for those in the know, it's also a reminder of the complexity of human relationships, particularly when personal and professional lives intersect. The tension between Gordy, Ross, and Billy Dee wasn't just about jealousy. It was about love, vulnerability, and the difficulty of letting go. In the end, Lady Sings the Blues is more than just a movie about Billie Holiday's life. It's a story about passion, both on and off the screen. The real-life emotions that fueled the performances made the film even more powerful. And it's a testament to the talent of everyone involved that they were able to create something so timeless. Diana Ross and Billy Dee Williams may have had to navigate some tricky situations during filming, but their professionalism and chemistry shone through, leaving a legacy that will be remembered for generations to come. So, the next time you watch Lady Sings the Blues, remember that what you see on screen was shaped by much more than just a script. The passion, jealousy, and real-life drama that unfolded behind the scenes added depth to the characters and made the love story between Billie Holiday and Louis McKay one for the ages. It's a reminder that sometimes the most unforgettable moments in cinema aren't just about what happens in front of the camera, they're about the emotions that linger behind it. And with that, we'll let you enjoy the magic of Lady Sings the Blues once again, knowing that there's so much more to the story than meets the eye. From the electric chemistry between Ross and Billy Dee to the simmering jealousy of Berry Gordy, this film is a true Hollywood masterpiece, both on and off the screen.